wanted it? It's here, Broncos country. Our final Broncos versus Titans preview. On today's episode, I'm going to highlight just how Denver can win Week 1, including my keys to victory. And there's a couple of areas the Broncos absolutely smoke the Titans in. And if you haven't done so already, join the Broncos Breakdown family today and hit that subscribe button. So if I were to just highlight this package overall, Week 1, say it out loud. Cam Ward, brand new quarterback, number 1 overall pick, walks into Empower Field at Mile High and gets the W. Doesn't that just sound crazy to you? It does to me. Because I feel like with the atmosphere change, the elevation change, and the fact that you're going up against the best defense in the entirety of the NFL, Cam Ward and Brian Callahan have no shot. And if you want the Denver Broncos to win, don't jinx it. Don't be the guy that doesn't hit the thumbs up icon. It's completely free. It shows your support. And if they don't win and you didn't like the video, I'm not saying that I'm going to know, but I promise you I'll know. So the Broncos, I believe, have an amazing opportunity to not only start off the first couple of games in the win column, but to really establish their dominance as a defensive unit and as an offensive unit. The Denver playmakers I've highlighted as follows. I should have put more defensive players on this, but I wanted to highlight a couple of playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, because I think the offense is going to take that next step. We know how good the defense is, so that's why I put Pat Surtain and Nick Bonito there. But Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, and J.K. Dobbins, those are the three that I believe you're going to see a healthy dose of and play really, really well Week 1. And you need them to play really well. You cannot have those three start off slow. It just won't work. You have to come out firing on all cylinders. But some other additions, other players that I believe are going to make a huge impact as well. Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Jahdae Barron, Mr. R.J. Harvey, and of course, everybody's favorite tight end, Evan Ingram. All 5 of these players, combined with the other ones that have joined this Broncos 53-man roster, are going to help contribute to just how dominant this Denver Broncos team was. Even in 2024. They might not have won their playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, but what they did do was finish first in sacks, third in opponent rushing yards per game, and third in opponent's points per game allowed. You tell me if the Broncos on paper this year look far better than they did last year, and those were the numbers they put up last year. Listen, I'm not a mathematician, but even I know 2 + 2 = 4. And that's what I'm looking at right now. So what about the upper hand? Who's got the upper hand in this matchup? Because we're just going to focus squarely on Titans, Broncos now for Week 1. Let's go with the head coach. Clearly the Broncos. Sean Payton and Brian Callahan, easy. Next. Quarterback. Broncos. Bo Nix over Cam Ward, who has not played a single game yet. Give me Bo Nix. Offensive line, one of the weaker parts of the Tennessee Titans last year. Broncos, check. That's 3 for 3. How about number 4? The defense. Give me a break. It's the easiest one on this list. It's the Broncos. And then this one, I think, actually adds a little bit more to just why I think the Broncos can dominate the Tennessee Titans. The atmosphere. Not just Broncos fans, but the elevation change. How often do you hear how hard it is to play at Empower Field at Mile High the first couple of weeks? Breathing gets restricted for teams that are not ready for it. The Broncos players have been practicing in it all summer long. Not to mention if it's hot out, good luck. The Broncos have the complete upper hand. The complete upper hand in all aspects of the game. The only area that you could maybe argue the Titans have the upper hand on is their wide receivers. And even that, I would say, probably not. But I'll go over some playmakers with you. Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line, and L'Jarius Sneed. All of these players are going to be, at least Cam Ward might be. But Ridley, Simmons, and Snead have all proven that they are good NFL players. And the Titans did their best to try to add some additions to this team to make up for what they were last year, which was one of the worst in the NFL. Cam Ward, Femi Oladejo, the rookie edge rusher out of UCLA, Cody Barton, you guys know that name. Guess where he was last year? Tyler Lockett, and Dan Moore Jr. So all of these players are going to try their best to take on the best defense in the NFL. But I don't think the Titans do anything better than Denver. Like I said, you could maybe argue wide receivers because they added Tyler Lockett. They do have Calvin Ridley. However, with what I've seen from Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, and Cortland Sutton, I don't think so. So I don't think there's a single unit on the Titans that is better than what Denver has. But that's not the only thing, because all this is on paper, right? How do you go in with the X's and the O's and beat the Tennessee Titans? What are the keys to victory? I've got those as well. And I'll tell you coming up what those are. But before I do that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. It's the best place to win real money sports action all season long. Pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections, and then send it in. It's that easy. Take the more or less, watch your money multiply. Go to the App Store, click the download button, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You can win up to 2,000 times your money this season on Prize Picks, and it is with code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Join millions of users and sign up today. I'll have all of that in the comments and description of today's video just for you. Code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Keys to victory. Number 1. I talked a little bit about this on my episode that I did yesterday, my little at-home version. Dominate the line of scrimmage. DJ Jones came out yesterday as he was talking to Zach Stevens and said, the key to this victory is 1,000% on the defensive line. Now, I wouldn't say it's 1,000%. I realize he's being hyperbolic. I do stress that it is an important key to victory. But what I really think he's saying is not only do you have to stop the run, but you got to blitz Cam Ward. Fast, hard, often. Make his life a living hell. Let's backtrack for about a minute to last season, week 2, Chicago Bears against Houston Texans. D'Amico Ryan came out, blitzed Caleb Williams like his life depended on it. And when he did that, made Caleb's life a living hell. They ended up getting the W. I think Vance Joseph has the exact same game plan for Cam Ward. He's going to throw so many different blitz packages at Cam and just make him run for living hell. Cam Ward can do damage in the pocket. He did it a bunch at Miami. But if you flush him out, his mechanics are not nearly good enough to get accurate on the run. So you blitz him, flush him outside of the pocket, you can absolutely turn the Titans' offense into nothing. On offense, yourself, establish the run game on early downs. This is going to be key. You don't want to lean too heavily on Bo Nix week 1. You want to utilize your free agent pickup in J.K. Dobbins, but also in R.J. Harvey, your second-round rookie draft pick. A good run game will complement a young quarterback, and it exploits the defense in play action. If the Broncos' rushing attack is working, that's going to draw the defenders up. When that happens, play action bootleg, throw on the run, which we've seen Bo Nix do time and time again, and chunk your way down the field. Get inside the red zone, be a little bit more locked up, and you will absolutely score. I think Bo Nix's stat line can look somewhere between 230 and 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Distribute the ball to the playmakers. That leads me into my next point. Get the ball out quick. Make sure Cortland Sutton understands his route running tree, where he excels. Same with Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims. The screen game specifically for Mims. If you just get that ball out, throw a bubble screen, and let Marvin Mims, the yak monster, do what he's got to do, you will absolutely find success. And then lastly, back over to the defense. if Tennessee should find themselves inside the red zone, play man coverage. You have the best corners. They're awesome. Pat Surtain literally is number one. They can handle the responsibility of playing man coverage week one. Now, granted, when you're not inside the 20 or when the opposing team is not driving inside the 20, maybe you can sit back a little bit, keep the game in front of you, and play more zone. But once you hit inside that red zone, lock up Calvin Ridley. Lock up Tyler Lockett. I think Riley Moss and Tyler Lockett would be an absolutely blast to watch one-on-one. And I think Riley Moss can win that matchup. So you are good enough to take on that responsibility of man coverage. The Broncos corners are good enough to beat the Tennessee Titans wide receivers, and I think you'll see that come Sunday. Final question. Who you got? If you want the Denver Broncos to win, or think the Denver Broncos are going to win, get those DENs going in the chat below. And if by some miracle the Tennessee Titans come out and play a lock-up game, type TEN, but I don't see that happening. Or if you're a Titans fan, you can get down there below as well. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, be cool.